Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome. So listen, and I know I'm supposed to look. We got the queen here. Come
Don't do
on,
that. Don't do
somebody.
that. Don't do
Leave
that.
the queen. She already listen. She don't even know. Mind you, let me just start this right now. So come in, say hello. We're so excited that you're here. We're about to have a real transparent conversation. And you know, Nikki is she talks about being an introvert, right? Nikki is calm, cool, and where am I, y'all? Hey, how you doing? Right? So I promise, whenever I talk to Nikki, whenever I talk to Moose, I try to, but it don't
Oh,
ever work.
you don't have to. At least not with me. Not with me. I appreciate the energy. So like it's needed. Yeah,
Let's
I
go.
appreciate the energy. Don't lower your energy because mine's is chill. Don't do that.
I know that's right. And that's just why I love Nikki. So as everybody's coming in, say hello. Let us know where you're joining us from. We're super excited. So listen. So for many of you, look for our Lions behavior, our deeper than the brand, our content corner, our wealth warriors. Like Nikki needs no introduction, but for some of y'all, Nikki is brand new. This may be your first introduction. And so what I want to do is make sure that I give, hey, Krista, I want to make sure that I let y'all know the heavy hitter VIP that we have sharing information with us tonight. Look, I just got to be me. So let me just first say, Nikki is a branding specialist. She has been on the big stages, okay? Showing Kennels Think Media, Invest Fest, Next Level Speakers Conference. What was it? Social Media Marketing World. Like I follow all of it. Nikki has been on all of the big stages. And guess what? She also makes time to speak to the community. She's on all the stages, big, small, medium, in between. That's one of the things that I really love about her. One of the people responsible for taking Eric Thomas, number one motivational speaker in the world, from 300,000 to over 2 million followers in like a year and a half, just constantly
Yeah.
giving. And if I can just say, and Nikki already knows, just been a whole blessing to our brand. Just literally, I wouldn't have even started my YouTube channel had it not been for some things that Nikki said to me and some encouragement about, girl, it don't have to be perfect. Just get started with what you have. I said, say less. Say
Right.
less. And so Nikki, let me just talk about that right there. So from going from you are look, the undisputed champion. I don't have the sound effects yet. The undisputed. Come on, somebody. That's why I love her. The undisputed champion of AI. But it did not start there, right? Nikki has always been the voice of content creation, always been the voice of the community, of building a brand. And then when I tell you, Nikki paid attention to this AI movement. That's what it is. And jumped on the beginning and positioned herself as not an expert, the expert in AI. So can we talk real quick, Nikki, about what was that transition like? Like what made you focus on, what made you identify that AI was like the new thing and that was something that was going to help all of us creators out here? What made you focus there? Because it was a noticeable shift.
Yeah. So it wasn't necessarily done intentionally. Like my whole purpose is to make sure that people can create content like effortlessly,
That's
right?
good.
So I noticed that with AI, it helped save time, right? At the time that it was starting, it wasn't like all the way there to what we see now,
Yeah.
but it was a lot of things as far as like it can help with captions, it can help with writing, it can help with brainstorming and things like that, to where I'm like, okay, maybe I should look more into it. And as I'm looking into it, let me share it with the world. So it's never on a type of time of like I'm an expert. It's more of, hey, I found this. Let's do this together and see if this can help you or not. Or
Yeah.
this is what I've done, and let
Yeah.
me share that with you. And it happened to hit, like everybody was like, oh, Nikki with AI. And I'm like, am I the only one doing this? Like, how y'all didn't know this could do this? So, but
Yes.
like like what CJ always says, shout out to CJ, what comes easy to us is hard for most. So like
That's good.
like I'm just finding things and sharing it with the world.
Man, how many of y'all have learned something from Nikki, from content creation, from community to AI? Let me tell you, I don't even think Nikki knows all the testimonies I have, but let's start right there because I went back to my very first AI tool that I learned from Nikki, and it was Opus Clip. And I went back into my emails. That was 2023. 2023 when you did, come on somebody, I went back to when I actually paid for the paid version of Opus Clip, and literally that very first week I had a couple $1,000s worth of conversions in my business as far as courses and coaching. Now why? I had a VA that was kind of doing clips. Then you said you can take one, look, you can take one. Did you know that you can take one video and Opus Clip can cut it up into 15 to 30 clips and it will pick? And I said, no, I did not know. Let me try that. That same week, I made a couple $1,000s in my brand, and I went, come on, somebody with the tangible results. And that made me say, oh, let me pay attention. So my very first AI tool was Opus Clip. So first of all, can you explain what Opus Clip is for our content creators? And do you still use it, or am I outdated? Because I still love it.
I use them every other day. Every other day I use Opus Clip. So to break it down very simple, for those people who create content, like create videos maybe longer than 2 to 3 minutes, right? Yeah. Like let's say you do 5, 10, 15, 30, 3 hours, whatever. Your Zoom calls, right? Your one-on-ones, whatever it may be. You put it into Opus Clip. What Opus Clip does is find the best parts that are social media algorithm ready, like super friendly for it, puts it in the format. It creates, so like, let's say if you have a 20-minute video, it creates like 15 to 30 different clips for your, like, and it's already social media ready, captions on it. You can do AI B-roll if you want to. You can add music to it. You can add your own images if you want to it. So it's pretty much your own AI editor, and it continues to update all the time. So I've tested out multiple versions of like AI clippers and editors, and Opus Clip is still undefeated in my eyes.
Really? Oh, that makes me feel so good, because I was thinking, like, because you, and we're gonna talk about it, because you're constantly sharing new information. So I'm like, wait, do I need to go here? 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 Wait, and then I'm like, well, I picked something and I just said, let me stick to this one thing. And I'm like, well, is my thing outdated? But to hear that you still love Opus Clip, that's good, because that's one of the things that, look, we're gonna talk about. I have the paid version now because it did so well. So let me go back for a quick second though. So with AI, stranger danger. When I first heard about AI, when people are still, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm saying that is because when something is brand new, people usually are scared about it, right? Like when the internet was brand new, when we have electric cars, when we had cell phones, and now AI. And so a lot of people are like, I don't know about AI. I ain't gonna hold you. As soon as I heard about AI, I thought of iRobot. How many of y'all saw iRobot? I was like, I ain't down with it, right? But I'm gonna tell you what happened. Then you start talking about AI. So I was only hearing a little bit about it, and then you start talking about it, and I know, like, and trust you. So when you start talking about AI, I was like, oh, this mic can help me. So my question to you is, for those people out there that still have anxiety about AI, have not think that AI is going to replace them, think that they're going to lose their voice when they use AI, what you have to say about people who are still kind of like, it's still a little bit scary to me, because it was scary to me in the beginning, if I could be honest.
Anything new is scary.
That's good.
Right? Yeah. We're creatures of habit. So anything new, like imagine the people who were transitioning into using the internet.
Yeah.
They were scared. They were like, yo, what is this? I didn't understand it. I'm not going to use it. And now we can't live without it.
Yeah.
Right? Facts. Let our Wi-Fi go crazy. And we can't. Yeah, I mean, people said the same thing about social media. Yeah. Think go back to the factory workers, right? When they started getting all the machinery, they were scared. Change is inevitable, right?
Yes.
However, if we pay attention to each of those different transitions that I was talking about, it was those people who put it in place in their life in what they do, and they adapted, right? So it wasn't that they replaced themselves. They replaced the old habits, the old way of doing things. And because they had adopted the new way, they stayed
Yeah.
relevant. It's about evolving,
That's good.
right? And so if you don't evolve, can you get replaced? Absolutely. We just finished tax season, right? Taxes, when the accountants used to write everything on pad and pen and pad, right? They had filing systems. If you wanted all your
Yeah.
tax stuff, you had to go into a file, all of this stuff. Now we got QuickBooks. Now
Yeah.
we got Tax Turbo. You feel what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so those accountants who didn't transition became obsolete.
Oh,
And
that's
so we look at, we understood those different scenarios and we're like, that's cool. Like, I get it. I got to go with technology if it's this software or that software. We're in a time where this is amazing technology that can make us top tier, right?
yeah.
That can get us that promotion that we wanted. That can get us to be one of the top influencers in what we do. Way more efficient, able to talk to our clients way more easier, right? Show up on social media, way more consistent. But
Yeah.
we got to be a little bit open to it. My thought process as well is if we were going to get scammed, we were going to get scammed before AI.
Come on.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were cloning our voices before. They had our they
Mm,
had our bank accounts before. Like, you're giving all your information to Facebook anyways. So, like,
that
and you
part.
get the trial for that. So now we got AI. Now, of course, I'm not sitting here saying give your most top secret stuff to AI, give your bank account, all that. And I'm not saying all that,
Right.
right? But if you could brainstorm some of your ideas and give it, and it gives you steps to do, and you do them
Yes.
rather than paying for a coach,
Yeah.
rather than keeping it in your head and you trying to spend all the time doing it yourself,
Yeah.
why not? Like, really, why not?
That's so good. And you said one word. So me. So Allison said, "Wealth Warriors in the building. I'll also be at Wealth on Water. Come on, somebody." Keisha said, "Look, Nikki will be at Wealth on Water." Keisha said, "I absolutely love Oprah's clip." The Culture
Yeah.
Music Group said, "Very good information. Thank you for sharing." Krista said, "I'm ready to learn how to use AI in my life to help simplify repetitive tasks."
Yeah.
Let me tell you the time. That's one of the biggest things I saw with with AI. So let me ask you. So you said something about being obsolete. That being a fear. So in your opinion, like, do
Mhm.
you feel like people, content creators, business owners, entrepreneurs, even coaches, right,
Mhm.
are going to be behind the curve, left behind, maybe even if they don't learn how to implement some AI into their brand, into their content creation, into their systems?
Yeah, because still speed speed kills, right?
Mm,
And so I was watching a video, literally about a graphic designer. We'll go into the creatives first, right? A
mm-hmm.
graphic designer was like, okay, if we don't really put AI into the works, we're really going to get left behind, because I
Mm,
can go into ChatGPT and say, yo, give me a Bugatti, a blue Bugatti, driving on 95 with, you know, sun sun going crazy, two
yes,
clouds up, and it happens in 2.3 seconds,
that's
right?
crazy. Yep,
Where a regular graphic designer may take 30 minutes to 5 hours depending their experience, right?
yep,
If they didn't like that render, they could just say try again, and it happens another 2 seconds, another 2 seconds, right?
yep,
And so we see how quick these outputs are happening just off of text,
yep,
right? Now, the good thing about the graphic designer is that they know a specific language that a regular smegular like me is
mm-hmm.
not going to know, right?
Right,
So I would be like, Bugatti, in blue driving on I-95,
Right.
where this guy will be like Bugatti in blue with the smoke coming out with a 35 millimeter lens zooming in on the right angle while the sun goes to the and there's so many different details. I'm not even going to speak like I know, because I don't. Right. Hyper realistic, super style, like they know a specific language. So I say that with whatever lane that you're in, you know a specific language.
That's good.
Right? Like you, Terry, only know specific credit language that I have no clue about. Right? No, and don't care to know until you tell me, Nikki, listen to me, and I'll be like, all right, cool, whatever. Right? But you know certain things that you can put into AI that is going to give you that specific output. Where if I go, how do I, up my credit score? They'll give me super generic, right?
That's
but
good.
You could be like, how do you up the credit score with this person who has this amount of score right now? This is what they owe. This is all these, like, specific things that I have no desire to know.
Yeah.
So yes, you will get left behind if you don't realize that you already have the superpower to go ahead, right?
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of, let me try one of these tools, right? I'm not saying try every single one of them, but try one, see if you like it, right? Get it to talk. Like I could talk to ChatGPT and it talks to me in a certain kind of accent. It knows everything about me. Talk about it. Ooh. Oh, hold on.
Hold on. It's trying to rain on the parade, not today.
No. That was wild. It like thundered and then
I don't know. It sounds like it's like echoing or something now.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Okay.
What just happened?
No, you was doing too. You was talking. Nikki was talking that stuff. So while we're working on this, everybody, if you've gotten some value already and you're excited about this conversation, make sure you like this, share it with somebody. I see Krista said. What did Krista say? Krista said, "I already feel left behind as a bookkeeper, and I'm trying to grasp this AI how with so many options is becoming overwhelming." Yes, Jocelyn said priceless information. So for everybody who is just joining, welcome. We have, this is Nikki, the undisputed champion of AI, and some of the things that Lashane know I was going. I've dubbed her the undisputed champion of AI. But some of the things that she's already talked about is that yes, learning AI is going to be an enhancement to your business, to your brand. It will not replace you, but for you to stay kind of ahead of the curve, that you want to make sure that you're at least trying some things. Number two, right? And I'm going to pick it. I'm for all my flight attendant people. I'm a high flight attendant. I'm like 98% flight attendant. I'm like 97% pilot. So my pilot in me is able to draw the things out right now, right? The second thing is that you don't have to try everything. Pick one or two things. Try that thing. And I actually was going to say this, is that Nikki talked about Opus Clip. So guys, that's for anybody who creates long form content or does Zooms or does meetings. She still said that Opus Clip is one of her favorites. I started with Opus Clip, and I'm going to tell you one thing I said, as soon as Nikki said it, I said, I'm going to pick one thing because I'm not an expert in this area and I'm overwhelmed, and I'm going to try it. And I'm going to try it for me, I always said 60 days. And then I'm going to try something else. And then I'm going to try something else. And so that's what I did. And so Opus Clip was one of the first things that I did. But for you, a takeaway is pick one thing. I'm going to ask Nikki next. When the devil stops messing with us, I'm going to ask Nikki next. Some of the basic tools. I can hear you.
Hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We may have to be ghetto. I have to do my phone.
Listen, at least she had a backup. Talk about being a pro. Look, wait, can we talk about it real quick? Let me just say something. I had said this to Nikki. Because I've had my YouTube channel since 2020. Y'all, all my wealth warriors, y'all know I still get anxiety doing Zoom. Like, can we be real? Some things is just not your gift, right? And the one thing I want you to take away from this right now is this is happening real time, is Nikki is an expert. I now have, hundreds of thousands. Nikki has thousands and thousands, and stuff still goes wrong. It's okay. You just keep on going, and you have a workaround. You have a workaround. Look, people, they don't want the people to get the information tonight, and so
the phone the rain hit and like threw out my mic for some reason. That was so weird.
The rain literally hit.
Like my house shook, and then the mic just cut. It was wild.
I thought that was like a sound effect rain. That was like real.
No, that was rain. That was rain.
I thought you hit like a sound.
No.
Well, look, all right, so but how about she had a workaround? Because I'd have been like, all right, y'all, so hope you got some nuggets. I'll talk to you next week. But we appreciate you hanging in with us. Look, first of all, are you okay? Is everything okay over there? You're not like in the middle of a tornado? Okay. All right, so the next thing is that you do want to implement AI. The next thing after that is that, pick one or two things and learn how to use those tools. You don't have to be an expert at everything, but kind of see where it is it can enhance you. And then number 3, and this is one of the things I was going to ask you for Nikki, for somebody who is brand new to AI, what are some tools that you would recommend? Maybe if you had to pick one or two that are like must-haves. And mind you, in my brain, I said you might say ChatGPT, but you've really been talking about this Poppy. And I'm not on. Yeah. I haven't done Poppy yet. So I was like, what is she going to say? So
fire. Poppy's fire. Poppy's fire.
ChatGPT.
So this is what I'll say, right? Poppy makes it easy. So, for example, if you see something like a piece of content that inspires you, and it's like, yo, I wish I could say that with like my voice. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put that into Poppy. I'm going to put all my videos so it can get my tone and go, hey, can you rewrite the script, but in my tone and my voice?
Really?
And it recreates it, and that's already, and it tells you the visual hook, the script, everything that you may need to know. Then plus, it reads your analytics. You could dump your analytics in there. You can make your tweaks in there. It could do, let's say, for YouTube, it could give you thumbnail advice based off, like, you see a video that I did, and you're like, okay, Nikki's giving me like 4 or 5 tips, right? Yeah. Cool. I'm going to put that video in Poppy. I'm going to give my idea and say, hey, use this advice that she said and recreate it for my content. So I don't have to learn anything anymore. I could just be resourceful. So everything from my YouTube stuff, I'm taking like Think Media and some of these other, Roberto, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I put it into Poppy in like a group. And then it's giving me, hey, you should do this, you should do that. This is how you rewrite your script. Here's your so with that tool, I got over 20,000 subscribers the second that I started using that. My views started going up where I was getting, and it's not light views. It's like I got 1,000 views here, 1,000 views there. Now we're questioning, okay, is 6,000, 7,000 the new norm? One of my videos got 87,000 using that tool, right? I think there was one that was 40 something, like, all because I'm putting that tool to use. So yeah, it's a dope tool. I use it for my newsletter. So I put all my old newsletters in there. I put what I want to talk about, and it'll recreate it for my new newsletter. So yeah.
Where's the? I ain't gonna mess with any tech tonight, but if we had,
I can't get it. I can't get it.
And look, you're proud. I know you're proud of me because I've done some things, but you'd be disgusted with me the fact that I have like the sound effects over there, but not even plugged up yet because like, I know, I'm sorry, y'all, but listen, the mind blown. So, all right, so I'm just talking about Poppy because I follow your content and I've seen how excited you are. So can you explain for anybody who's a novice out there, they're like, what is she talking about, Poppy? What is she talking about, ChatGPT? Can you give us like a quick overview of what Chat GPT is and what Poppy is, and maybe like the biggest difference that you see? Because you already done talked about the results, and you ain't got to say nothing more because I'm supposed to be looking at Poppy tomorrow.
Yeah, so ChatGPT is the most popular one. Everybody's heard of ChatGPT. Now, think of each tool as like, what do you want to use it for?
That's
Right?
good.
It's not about what is going to do everything for me, because there's not an AI tool that can do everything for me yet.
That's
Okay.
good.
So with ChatGPT, it's probably has the most money towards it. It got big money. So
Okay.
upgrades are going to be crazy, faster, has more resources. So from
Yeah.
a content creation standpoint, it's easy to go from an idea to an actual pretty much prototype,
Okay.
right? Not final product, but prototype.
That's
So
good.
I can, like, my process with ChatGPT, I have few processes. So I'll talk
Mm-hmm.
about the ChatGPT one first. So I will journal, right? I journal every single day. I journal and I put it inside of ChatGPT.
Really?
What I tell it to do is summarize it, give me the content and business ideas, and then what am I not seeing in myself and what are next
Mm,
steps, right? So think of it from more of it's a personal side of me, but also a business and creative side of me,
that's
right?
good.
So now I'm going, okay, it gives me my content ideas. So I'm never like, even though I'm talking about maybe random stuff, it always bogs it back to like, hey, this is what you could create content from.
That's so
So
good.
I'm never running out of ideas because I'm journaling every single day, whether it's through audio or writing. Like I'll take a screenshot of my notebook, right? Or I'll just talk right into ChatGPT, right? So because they have that audio
Yep.
ability. So now that I have my idea, I can go, okay, let's turn this into an image, right? Because they have a new image generation that is out of this world. So you could go, okay, how can we turn this into an Instagram repost? How can I turn this into a thumbnail? How could I turn this into whatever I
Yep.
may need it to be? Right. So now I went from I don't know what to post to now I actually have an image. Then I can ask it to go, hey, go into and create a caption for it.
Yep.
Right. Cool. I can also, it can read um, data, the insights, and all that stuff. I can give ChatGPT my analytics and be like, yo, tell me about this, right? I can hit deep research and I can say, hey, give me a full blown report about my audience. This is what
Mm.
it's about, right? My audience is
Wow.
35 to 55, right? Who are solopreneurs, solo creators,
Yeah.
behind the scenes innovators who want to create content on a consistent basis,
Yeah.
but there's something that stops them, right? Or they're creating content and
Yeah.
they're ready to monetize, right?
That's
So I'm
good.
telling ChatGPT all this and it gives me a full blown report, right? So I'm using ChatGPT for different ways,
Yeah.
but from a research standpoint, it can go and look at the web, so it can find and search things there.
Yeah.
And then from a content idea to reality
Yeah.
situation, that's kind of how I'm using ChatGPT. Plus other different ways too, but that's ChatGPT.
Let me tell y'all something. So Keisha did some mind blown emojis. Let me tell y'all something. Every Jesus. Every time I listen to Nikki, I understand. Like first, I be so proud of myself. Like, yeah, I got this going on, and then I be like, I'm so underutilizing these tools. And one thing I have learned is that every single time I have used ChatGPT, I've been blown away. I've been like, they made this so easy, and then I'm like, then I struggle with something. I'm like, oh wait, why didn't I ask? It's almost like I have to remind myself that I have a tool there because I saw you. You were on and y'all, if please subscribe to Nikki's channel because let me tell you, she was on a live when she does. I just learned how to do this. Okay, I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I was still doing webcam and just going live, whatever. The little logo things and live stream. This is new. Okay, crawl before you walk, right? But Nikki, when she goes on her live streams, she was talking to ChatGPT. What did you make it make for you the other day? You had ChatGPT. I forget. No, it might have been a video. I don't know. I'm always on your page. She was talking to ChatGPT and it was creating it for her right then and there. And I was like, my ChatGPT don't talk to me like that, but I don't talk to it that way. Right? Like, it's like my ChatGPT was like, well, you don't talk to me that way. And so the takeaway there is that don't be scared. If you have the tool, use it, because many of us are maybe still having anxiety or not getting the results that we desire because we're not using it to its full capacity. Which actually leads me to another question for you, because everybody on here, content creators, self-employed entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, however you say it. There you go. They have side hustles, but one thing in common: building legacy, generational wealth, impact, purpose. So what are some of the ways that AI, if somebody there is listening, they're like, okay, I have a tax business. I know some of the people on here. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I have a skilled trade. I'm a coach. What are some of the ways that AI can enhance, or people should be using AI that can enhance what their brand is currently doing? Like something that they should be using AI for that can help speed up a gap in their business. Like, what are some examples?
So I could walk you through something that I'm doing right now, right? So I want to do a quiz, right?
Oh, nice.
That will help people figure out their natural way of creating content, right? So I give ChatGPT my tech stack. So I'm like, yo, I got Video Ask, which is the video version of Typeform for those people who have that, right? I got Zapier. I got Kit, which is my email situation. Like, how do I create a quiz and then tallies up the score and then sends an email out, right?
Love it.
Something that before I'm like, that's too techie for me. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yep.
ChatGPT has been walking me through how to set it up. So I can give it, you could take a screenshot of your screen clearly and say, yo, am I doing it right? And it will give you a step-by-step. Nah, you got to put this in this input. You got to put this in this output. So it removes the learning curve of some of the tasks that you have as far as running the brand from tech.
There we go. We're back.
I'm like, yo, what is happening? So that's kind of one way of like, what system, what obstacle that you may have your brand that maybe if you go into AI, it can give you literally step by step of how to figure that out, right? So from a monetizing standpoint of like, okay, how do I set up my community? How do I set up a live stream? How do I do these things? It will walk you through whether you want to use the audio, like it talk to you, or you read it step by step. It could do that for you, and that's one of the things that I'm doing right now that AI is truly helping me with.
Y'all better come on, somebody. I hope y'all catching these nuggets, because literally, if you just identify, so where is the obstacle in your brand, and then asking it to help you and walk you through it. Like, child, my little chubby yellow hands can't write fast enough. Like, this isn't recorded. Like, I can't watch it back. But I'm a note taker. What they say, I'm from old school. I like to take notes. So let me ask you. So talking about content creation. So real quick. So I met Nikki, and she said one term to me that I don't think that she realized changed my perspective on everything and helped me really, really grow my brand. And the term was vanity metrics. Now let me take it back for a second. I met Nikki in 2019. She probably don't even know, because she was on stage. I was a sponsor. Okay, I was in the booth out front, and so it was Eric Thomas's Verified in 2019. I'm gonna tell you why this is important, guys. Nikki was a speaker at that event. I was a sponsor. I had just started my business in 2017. So I didn't have my YouTube. I'm going somewhere with this. I didn't have my YouTube. I didn't have my course. I didn't have my community. I didn't have my coaching yet. And I invested on being in the room, got connected to some people, and I learned something. And so Nikki talked specifically that day. She said, was talking about vanity metrics. And I said to myself, what the heck is that? Changed my life forever. And anybody knows, all my wealth warriors know I talk about Nikki and Facebook, Patreon, everything. And so she gave an example of how there may be, and I need you all to hear this, because one thing about social media is comparison can be demotivating. And when you really learn about your community and vanity metrics, it can change the way that you view what you're doing and your impact. So she talked about how there may be an influencer or a brand that may have, 500,000 or 1 million followers. Let's talk about Instagram. And they may have a t-shirt, they may have a coaching program, and struggle to have 50 people, 100 people actually invest in that actual thing. Whereas there may be another brand that's also on Instagram that has 1,000 followers, and they have a t-shirt or they have a coaching program, and they sell 300 people invest in that, 400 people. And I know of some heavy hitters that do not have a great big following on Instagram, for example, that are making moves behind the scenes. So can you explain real quick? So vanity metrics, I learned to pay much more attention to the community, to the impact and the actual numbers. And it gave me the confidence of being transparent with you guys to do things like start my YouTube channel with just a cell phone and just speak value and just be connected to my community. So can you explain what vanity metrics are and why it's important to I guess know the difference, or not compare yourself to somebody, not compare your year 1 to somebody else's year 5, 10, 15.
Mm-hmm. So I was trying to get my mic better, but
no worries. Let me just say one last thing. When Nikki was talking on stage at that event, I was like, oh, she don't even know. She ain't never gonna get rid of me. And here we are at 2025. She ain't even know. I said, she ain't never getting rid of me. Okay.
It's so wild. It's so wild. So we got to think about it. Like, followers, subscribers, views, likes are all vanity metrics. It's only meant to make us feel good. It's not necessarily going to put no money in our pocket, right? Now, perception is everything, right? So to some people, they will look at that as an opportunity. You feel what I'm saying? Like, meaning, okay, you have a certain amount of followers, you must know what you're talking about, right? However, people could buy followers. People could buy likes and views and things like that, right? We seen boosting, like that little button above our Instagram and Facebook situations. So that doesn't mean as much as it used to, right? What really matters is the people who are talking to us, right?
Yeah.
The conversations that we're having, the shares that is happening, the conversations that's happening that we're not in the room, right? The quality of followers.
Quality. Come on.
Right? So when we're thinking about all of these things of like, I'm not getting enough likes and views and things like that. But did you get somebody to join your email list? Did you get somebody to purchase your program, your merch, whatever it is? Because did you post for numbers, or did you post to actually create conversions? So you have to think about, there's normally like 3 ways of looking at it. There is brand awareness way, right? Where, okay, I know I got to play the algorithm games because I need my brand to get out there. So the views, I may concentrate on this post about the views, right? Then I'm going to concentrate on my audience, right? Where I'm going to create conversation. I'm going to create community. I'm going to make sure they feel seen, safe, and heard, right? Through my post and through my interactions that I have with them. And then I'm going to worry about conversions, right? To where I gotta figure out what's going to make money. I'm going to figure out what's going to create the email list that I need. I'm going to figure out every way to get them off social media, because I don't own social media. Because if all of this goes away, I'm screwed if I never created a conversion system,
Yeah.
right? So my posts all have different goals.
That's good.
I don't post just because, hey, let me just put something up there, right? Let me just figure out how to get more likes and views and all that stuff. No,
That's
because
good.
if you only worry about the likes and the views and the subscribers and the followers, how are you going to keep them?
Say it again, Nikki. Come on, somebody. Yes.
So you have to worry about you have to worry about the platform. You have to worry about I use this framework called play, right? So pick your platform, figure out the features that you want to leverage, figure out what your audience wants and what do you want, right? And you may differ. Like you may not be on the monetization wave, right? You may just want to test certain things out. You may just want to show your dog, your kids, whatever you want to do, right? You may want to make money. You may want to promote something, whatever it is. That's your day. That's your hour of posting whatever you want to post.
Yeah.
But if I pick the platform that comes the most natural to me, not the one that's the most trending, not the one that everybody has on, but the one that comes the most natural to me, then I'm figuring out the features I can leverage on that. Right. If I am a short form person, I will create short form content. What are the reels is cool, shorts is cool. Okay, cool. I'm going to concentrate on that. I'm not going to concentrate on all the other things, but I'll concentrate on that. Then I'm going to figure out based off my analytics, my audience likes this, my audience like that, because if I can engage with my audience, it's going to show to the platform and other people, and the platform is going to be like, this one works. We're going to continue to share it, right? So I don't have to play the platform game per se if I speak to my audience, right? I'm big on. I'm not trying to go viral. I'm trying to be consistent.
Come on.
My average numbers will defeat anybody who just gone viral once or twice a year, right? So let me continue to feed my audience. Then let me figure out, all right, am I in a promoting phase? Am I in a testing phase? I just want to show a few of my interests because this is my platform and I don't want to feel like I get burned out. So that's kind of how I look at the vanity metric situation.
You better go ahead. I hope I didn't miss that. Look, I was writing down play. That is so good. And even with talking about the burnout, because the baby burnout is real. That's one of the things that I think that AI that people just need to understand that I've learned even is that AI can really help with burnout because if you don't feel like making all that content, you use something like Opus Clip that can cut some things up for you. It can be a game changer. Now, two things you said. Look, two things you said. Two things you said. I want to point out real quick, because mind you, Nikki has a gift, right? Like she is content creation. She can help you grow. But one thing that is synonymous with Nikki is authenticity and really giving back to the community, like building a strong community. But she also has a brand. This is her full-time thing. She turned her passion into her purpose, right? And so you said something super critical. And I say this to my wealth warriors all the time. You said, get them off of social media. Get them off of social media because the platform goes away. No, do you own? You're basically like I think about. I always equate it to like our auto insurance people, like auto insurance, where they own their book of business. Well, like your email list and all those things. That's like your book of business. So talk about the importance of having these platforms, but also having a mechanism to actually get people off of social media and into your real community so you can interact with them. Because guess what? Last time you went live, I knew because I subscribed to your newsletter and I happened to be checking my emails. And then a thing popped up and said, I'm about to go live. I think it was like in 5 minutes or something. I said, oh, I'm available. And I jumped on. And so that's because I'm in your community outside of just social media. So how important is it for people to also understand to work it like a business if this is what you really intend to do and get people off of social media into your community?
Yeah, you don't, like I said earlier, you don't own anything on social media, right? So you're trying so hard to grow this audience, and in a minute we saw it with TikTok. Then TikTok is still up in the air, right? Where all them people could be gone. And there are people who were like creators outside of Supreme Court, like, yo, you're doing a disservice. What is US doing? And I'm like, what?
People
Like,
were crashing out.
yeah.
They were.
So it's like, I'm not doing this for nothing. Like I'm doing this to truly serve, right? And so I want to get you into my email list, but I'm not going to get you into my email list and not do anything.
That's
right?
good.
I'm doing a newsletter every single week, right? The same reason that you follow me on social media, I'm giving it to you on email, right? Just a little bit more details, a little written, you feel me?
Yeah.
And then later on, I'm going to be like, hey, my community's open, right? Or you may see an ad, hey, my community's open. Cool. So now you're getting off of one platform and you're jumping into something that you know, okay, I'm always going to get access to Nikki. I'm always going to get information from Nikki. Like if anything goes down, I have direct communication with my followers at any moment. That's right? Good. Anytime Instagram kind of glitches, I'm like, hey, y'all good? Instagram's down. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. It's not about just diversifying your platforms, aka I'm on Instagram, then I'm going on YouTube, then I'm going here, then I'm going like, because I don't want you to thin yourself out either, because you're going to burn out, right? Yep. And if you don't concentrate and figure out a great strategy on one platform, the other platforms aren't going to work at the same time either, right? So this is why for me, I've concentrated on Instagram, figured out short form content, figure out consistency. Then I went to YouTube, realized, yo, Nikki, you actually pretty dope on long form. You feel what I'm saying? Like
super dope.
Yeah, you made that. And now that I've concentrated on Instagram. Now that's almost at 200K followers. I'm concentrating on YouTube. That's now almost at 30K. Yeah, 30K, right? Where like a couple of weeks ago, I was at 20K. Yeah. Right. I'm concentrating on Threads because I'm trying to expand my writing situation. Right. So it's about in seasons. Like I'm not everywhere, but I'm where I need to be based off what's natural to me. That's good. Right. What I can 100% show up on. Right. I'm not a team of 5, 10. Like you're looking at Gary V's and Alex Hermosi's and all of these other influencers who put out like 30 pieces of content over 2 days, 3 days, right? Yeah. They have a team. Right. That's good. So regardless of all the AI tools that I'm still like microphone, stop. Okay. But figuring out
well, let me just say this because Nikki did a whole video and I shared it, and I'm going to share again where because mind you, because the thumbnail was fire and it said I fired my team, right? So it was super catchy, whatever. And I remember watching that whole video, and she talked about how having systems, having automation, have a couple of AI tools has enabled her to grow and expand her brand and help more people, serve more people without needing to have a great big payroll. I hope y'all aren't missing these nuggets, because with a couple of strategic things, you can do so much, but also not comparing yourself to somebody who does have AI tools plus 10, 15, 20 people. It's just not realistic and about being in season. Y'all, Nikki said, so real quick, Keisha said, this is so good, I'm going to have to watch this again. And then Allison chimed in and said, girl, me too, Keisha. Right? Oh, and they're both going to be at Wealth on Water. They're going to
apologize for the tech. I don't know what happened with this rain. So normally it's not like this. And I want to apologize I'm doing this from my phone. I don't know if this is working.
We appreciate you hanging. How many of y'all look? We appreciate you hanging in there. And it is just look. Because I heard the rain, and I was like, I thought that I told you I thought it was a sound effect. Um, but the one thing, so Nikki said this, right? So Nikki said this on, and I only have a couple more. Then I'm gonna let you go, Nikki, because the devil, the enemy is trying today, okay? But
Yeah.
Nikki said this on Instagram again, and she was like, "Why I'm not going live on Instagram anymore?" Mind you, a couple of y'all on here, I sent it to y'all. I was like, "Y'all see Nikki said?" Right? And so stuff was always super catchy. So I'm always like, "Why not, Nikki?" And then she was like, "I'm going live on YouTube." And then she started, y'all, again. Number one, success leaves clues. She did a shift. She explained why, and then all of a sudden you start seeing Nikki go live on YouTube. Live on YouTube, was focusing on YouTube, and literally then she posted. You saw her results right away. Look, I was on there till I think we was on there till like midnight one night. I had to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but it was so good. And it was on there for 3 hours. And mind you, now she's at 30,000, and she did a post after that saying it's really confirmation that where your focus goes, where your focus goes, where your focus goes. And so, can you just talk real quick about the shift from doing Instagram live to YouTube live? And we already see the outcomes, but what for those of for those people, this is the first time they're hearing that, right? Can you explain what made you make that shift?
One, I knew that Instagram didn't give a crap about live. Uh, and it happened recently as well, where the head of Instagram said, we're not putting no more resources on the lives, regardless of the wave of streamers that are happening. Like streaming right now, going live right now is super crucial on TikTok. Twitch is taking over, Kick, Rumble, YouTube. Like people are the other platforms are putting true resources on it, and Instagram's like, nah, we're concentrating on DMs and whatever, right? And then also understanding that Instagram doesn't show majority of your followers like your content, and less gets the live notifications.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Instead of having this vertical look, right,
Yeah.
that is restricting in some way, shape, or form, let me take my talents to YouTube.
Yeah.
The monetization is way better. The community is way better, right? I'm starting from scratch, but I'm not scared because I've done the reps on
Come on.
Instagram, that it shouldn't be too hard to do it on YouTube, right? And I'm not afraid
Yeah.
to go live with only 2 people. I'm not afraid to go live with 4 people,
Got to be
right?
faithful over the few. Come on.
That just means I'm not ready for the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't keep their attention. I haven't been able to deliver the way that I need to. I'm not looking at it from an algorithm standpoint. I'm looking at a me standpoint, because the people who are on live should be able to share to other people to get more people to come. It's me when I'm looking at my own content,
That's
right?
good.
So when I shifted, it went from like 24 to then 60 to the 70 to now we're at 100, right? We hit 200 that one time where we didn't get below 150, and it's just going up and up and up, right? I don't look
Come
at it
on.
as numbers, right? There's people who are like, oh, this person has this many views and this many people watching on the live. I don't care.
Come on.
I care about the 4, 5, 10,
Come
20,
on.
30, 40 that are stopping what they're doing.
Come
And
on.
and I'm looking at my analytics, where on Instagram I was clearly mobile, right? Like you could only look on your phone, and then if you get distracted, they're gone,
Yeah.
right? Like they get a text message, they're not on your live no more. Where on YouTube, people are watching me from their TV.
Yeah.
That's a shift.
That's a shift.
Right? So I'm not interested in the short term attention as much as I used to. I'm on some,
Mm,
how do we grab the family? We learn about this.
that's
Let me
good.
turn on the TV. We all try to figure this stuff out. I don't know if teams are getting together and doing watch parties about my lives, about my videos, and it transferred to my videos to now the number one device that is uh being that people watch my stuff is TVs.
TV. Yep.
It's number one, then mobile, then uh laptops and desktops. So
Mm-mm.
for me, I see the shift of like, Nikki, you're not just like an Instagram person, a Facebook person. You're not like, it could start there, but like you are now starting to be on TV.
Come
So
on.
now we gotta focus a little bit different. Now we're doing segments, right? I got the same way that I got on my newsletter with Corner Newsstand, AI Alley, and then whatever else I want to talk about. I'm doing the same thing on my live. I'm going, what is people talking about from a content standpoint or strategy
Yeah.
standpoint? What are we testing out with AI? And
Yeah.
then what's happening? What are people talking about? Let's do reactions. Let's do all these different things because people can tune in into those particular parts that they like, and it gains an audience of each segment.
Yeah.
So it's taking a shift of like, it's a it's a media company that you're creating,
That's good.
right? You got to think about it like you are a mini blogger. If you do X, Threads, LinkedIn, you're a mini blogger, right? Which replace news articles, right?
Absolutely.
Podcast replaced podcasts and live streams replace radio, right? So we're looking at YouTube that's replacing TV shows and things like that. So we it's a mindset shift when you go from short form to long form, because now it's like, okay, I got to take this a little bit serious, right? So even
Mm.
with the tech issues, I couldn't just go radio silence. I'm going to figure out a way to still say my message, because people took the time to turn on this live and be
Amen.
like, yo, I'm gonna listen to it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna watch it. I may be cooking dinner, I may be folding laundry, all of the different things,
Come
but
on.
like, I'm gonna have this in the background, just like how back in the day I had those songs in the background just playing. Like, all I gotta do, we're
Yeah.
in that habit of doing that. Now
Yes.
it's just with content creators. And so Instagram's cool from a appetizer standpoint, meaning they gotta they gotta try out your brand. They gotta see if they like you. They gotta see if this is something that's for them, right? And then if they rock with you, they're gonna want to know more, and not necessarily know more from a take my money part just yet. Can I get to really know who you are? Like, where are you from? Like, what is your style? What is your vibe? Like, what is your background? Okay, cool. I go into your
Yeah.
podcast. I'll go into your YouTube. I'll go like something
Yeah.
long form. Then when I got your attention, hey, I got this hat. What we doing? If you want to be part of the community, go get the hat. Say less. Let's go. Like, because I've been here with you for hours.
Come
You
on.
see? Like, there's people who are in your community who've seen hours of your content, was like, yo, I might as well, because I mean, me and you go together.
I know that's
Like,
right.
we go together. Like, I know all about you. Like, or
That's the truth.
you make them feel that way. So it's just evolving kind of thing. Like, understanding
That's good.
Instagram is always going to be there. I'm only going to use the features that I need, and
That's
then
good.
really focus on YouTube, because that's where these opportunities are coming from and things like that. Like, I, I haven't signed the paperwork yet, but there's an award show that people watch, that
Come on.
they're doing some things that I'll be speaking on, right?
You
Like, they have
said,
a
Nikki.
free situation. If you're of the minority uh situation, you may know what I'm talking about. We only have really one award show.
Yes, we do.
We only have one show, and they have an experience thing. I may be talking on that just because of the content that I've been creating on a consistent basis.
On a consistent basis.
So yeah.
Y'all better go ahead. I hope y'all, this is a whole coaching. She didn't even know I was gonna pick her brain like this. Nikki done gave so much game today. You don't even understand. That's so good. And one thing that you said that I really hope people understand is you also talked about doing the reps. You were doing it when there was a little bit of people, and it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew. Keisha said, "I really appreciate the pivot and the shift. I'm not going to let the thunder take you out." Look. And then Allison said, and mind you, Allison, thank you for being transparent. She said, "I was live on YouTube today with 8 people." Now, mind you, Allison has over 100K on Instagram, right? Mm-hmm. But so this is where that shift, like I appreciate you just being transparent, Nikki. And then mind you, when Nikki said that on Instagram, she was like, I'm going live on YouTube, and I'm just going to be transparent, right? I've been building my channel. I'm a part-time YouTuber, but I got a little stagnant. Sometimes you get like into like a little thing. And then Nikki said, "I'm going live." Look, success leaves clues. One thing you don't got to tell me is I listen. That same week, I think I went live like three times because I hadn't been live in like a year, Nikki. I ain't gonna lie. I hadn't been live posting videos, but not live in like a year. And you said, "I'm going live." I said, "Well, I'm going live too." And then my numbers started to shoot up again. I said, "Oh, okay, this is one thing that I need to focus on." Guys, we're being transparent here. And the reason why I like transparent conversations is because sometimes social media can make it seem like everything is so perfect. Everybody has things so figured out. And it also can make it seem like you can see a shift and not understand why and where the message in that shift is for you. And so just with building that audience and also giving value and understanding what the platforms want. Now, 2 last questions, but the most important question, Nikki, you ready for, hold on, let me sip my water. My wealth warriors know when I sip more water, I'm about to say something.
What's up?
Oh, like, no. The most important question is, when are the hats not going to be sold out anymore? Because come on, somebody, I want to be on the live within every single time I tried. And I was on that one live for 3 hours. I think you may have had 1 hat or 2 hats. And I was like, oh, there is one. And then they bought it. And then you signed it too. When are the hats coming back, y'all?
Give it a few weeks.
Give it a few weeks.
Yeah, give it a few weeks. I may do a pop. Listen, I got a few in the tuck. Like I could do a pop-up right now if you want me to.
Listen, absolutely. Like we want to buy. So I've been trying to buy a hat, and every single time it has been sold out. Push nugget. The power of just giving, serving. And then when you do have something, people are like, "I don't even wear hats. Can I buy 3?"
No, so majority of the people who bought it don't wear hats. That's the funny part about this. So for those people who don't know, I have a different hat. It has the lion on it, right? I'm wearing something new, so bear with me, right? But the thing with hats is that when you tap it, it unlocks content. So I load up new content on the hat every like month or every other month type stuff, right? So, and it gives you access to the community. So it's not just a hat, right? So that's why it keeps selling out, because they see some people be like 100 for a hat. That's crazy. But I promise you go into the community, everybody's like, "Yo, that was underpriced." I mean, because like I said, I give behind the scenes situations. Like the last video was like a list of all my equipment, some behind the scenes kind of look of like how I create content. We just, come on, Mike. There we go. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we do different challenges, like create 14. So from 14 days, you're going from an idea to an actual launch. We're doing that all inside just because you got the hat. Brilliant. Right? So it's sold out so far like 3 times.
Every single time. I was going to say, every single time you dropped it, it has sold out immediately. I didn't even know all that. I ain't gonna hold you. Look, can I be honest? I just wanted to be to take my picture so you could put me in the stories. I could see my dough hats. You can see that I wanted to support. All the people was like in the stories with their hats and their unboxing. I wanted to do an unboxing video. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
so let us know. All right, so takeaways. So for somebody brand new, what are maybe the three? All right, there is one more thing I gotta say. One more thing I gotta say real quick before I ask
that's
the list
good.
too. So with AI, so right now I use Opus Clip, I use ChatGPT, but I saw and I use Active Campaign. One
Mhm.
thing I've seen with like the email systems, guys, and this goes back to capturing your people and getting them off of social media and being able to nurture them more, is that it now has like, even if you don't necessarily have a separate AI, like all these email platforms, CRMs have AI
Mhm.
options embedded in them. It was like, do you want to draft the email or do you want the AI version? You know, I mean, I was like,
Mhm.
oh, well, what is the AI version? Like it did that automatically. I do have a paid version. So talk about that. Like, are you seeing AI being implemented in our current systems that we use to run our business? And should people
Mhm.
take advantage of that?
Yeah, everybody's having AI. If you have a software, you're putting some type of AI feature in there. If not,
Come
you're
on.
kind of left behind, right? So uh, even if it's simple, like I have Kit for my email system,
Yeah.
and they're doing it from like a headline base. Like let's figure out your headlines with AI and things like that. If you have if you're using Gmail, that thing can summarize it. It can draft up a new thing for you using Gemini.
I
Um, like every type of feature. Our phones have AI now. It just is what it is. And so the thing is, it's not about getting overwhelmed about it. It's really, like I said earlier, figuring out what you need. Right?
what you need.
I don't talk about like AI from every topic. What I need is content creation, right? And so I look for tools that are going to help me. Now, I talk about hundreds of tools, but my tech stack is ChatGPT. Just from like a, it knows me the most. We've had the longest relationship. I
Okay.
mean, like we have the longest relationship,
Right.
and the updates that it has is great, right? I use Poppy AI because it is my content system. I have a like think of Miro and Notion and whiteboard status with AI all in one,
Yeah.
right? And it's visual. Like the problem with ChatGPT is like you got to read. Hear me? You got to read, or
That's
it talks
good.
to you. Where I can put in pictures, YouTube videos, Instagram, TikToks, all of that. And it can dissect everything. And I have different boards. I have a YouTube board, I have an Instagram board, I have a thread board, I have a newsletter board, I have a feedback loop board, which is very important. Like everybody should be having a feedback loop like system, meaning you
Look,
post
nugget.
something
Mhm.
and you look at your analytics shortly after to understand how to tweak it to be 1% better, right? That's a whole nother topic we may have to talk about on the cruise. Yeah, I mean, oh, I was about to do my air horns. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, I mean, ah, this is some of the things we're gonna be talking about on the cruise. You feel me? But
Amen.
um, but yeah. So ChatGPT, Poppy AI, Opus Clip is pretty much
That's good.
my tech stack, right? I don't really need anything else. Like I may try some things here and there depending on the project, but based off what I may need, those are going to be some really dope stuff. Now, from like a mobile standpoint,
Yeah.
like CapCut has some AI features that I love. I love CapCut,
Yeah.
right? So it's finding and prime example of what you said earlier, like everybody's adding AI features.
Yeah.
So CapCut was already dope, and so they added AI features
Yeah.
to even make it more doper.
Come
You know what I
on.
mean? Like that's all it really is. So you figure out your tech stack based off what you need to do. Some people may need to go crazy, like, yo, I need something for sales. I need something for
Yeah.
um the babysitting. I need something like there's it could do everything. You just got to find the right AI tool for you, because the way that we're going right now, there's an AI tool for everything. Just
That's
like how before we had an app for everything.
yep. You better go ahead. That's she's look, an AI tool for everything. Because that was one of the things I was going to ask you. Is that we're talking about content creation specifically, but do you use AI for anything else? Now I know because I've been on my little like, let me get myself together before Wealth on Water because I ain't gonna be looking crazy in these pictures, right? How do I? How much water? How many steps?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
what dumbbells do I need to lift, right? And so and just using ChatGPT to give me information. So do you use any of these tools for anything else outside of content creation in your brand? Like, have you used
For
it
me, it's the journaling.
for the
The
journal?
journaling is the biggest part, because
I had no idea.
ChatGPT, yeah, ChatGPT is your biggest cheerleader.
Who
Like
said
that, I promise you, if you're talking to it on a regular basis, and it doesn't take long to talk to it, it's 5-10 minutes, right? But if you're talking to it and you go, okay, here, like I do a weekly update, weekly recap, right? Look at
what?
all what I wrote this week. Tell me, what am I not seeing about myself? That thing is a whole therapy session.
Shut up!
Whole therapy session. To the point where my therapist is like, yo, you're one of the most self-aware person.
Like you're fired in your Donald Trump voice.
Yeah, like, yo, how, like, I have, so here's like my real system. I'm gonna tell you. So, let me see if it's so right now in the background, I have
Hmm.
Notion transcribing all of this,
Come on.
right?
Go
So
ahead.
it's listening to everything that we're saying. The second that I stop it, it's going to give me a summary, main points, and then action items, right? So I don't rely on memory anymore, right? Because I'm my mind with all the stuff that's happening, it is not there. It's not there, right?
I allow.
So so I use Notion, and even from a journaling standpoint, or idea standpoint, I just talk to it, right? This pin right here listens to everything,
Yeah.
right? So when I'm going outside or whatever, it's called the Limitless AI pendant. And so I was at a conference and a speaker was saying something about TikTok, and I couldn't remember exactly. I told it, hey, can you give can you give me a summary and the main points of this particular speech? And it gave me that, right? One person, I had a client come to Virginia because I live in Virginia. Not from Virginia, I'm from New York. Hello. But
Also, the Allison, New York. Yeah, New York is gonna be
yeah,
there.
I just want to make that very. I think y'all know, but I'm making it very obvious. I'm from New York, but I live in Virginia. So one of my clients came all the way to Virginia, and she was like, "Do you want to rent a room to, the write all the strategize?" I was like, "No, let's walk on the boardwalk. I'll give you all the notes." And so we talked from like
Nikki.
12 to 5, and because I had this on, I gave her like literally a web page of all the stuff that we talked about and the things, and boom, we're good, right? On top of that, I'm getting content ideas because it's recording everything, right? So
Wow.
any content that I watch, anything that I said, any conversation that I have, it's all documented. And so I never run out of things. I go, hey, shout out, my fiance might maybe watching, right?
She's the
I,
one I told I was going to ask you 100 questions. She started laughing.
but no, for real. So like, it helps me with my relationship. What am I doing wrong? Right? So, yo, you hear our conversations. What can I improve in?
Come
Right?
on.
Like, yo, your attention is crazy. Like, pay attention. I'm like, oh, my bad. Okay, you're right. Boom. Don't dismiss. You're right. So, like, it's helping me with my relationship, right? It's helping me with like my productivity. So, I, everything with me is like AI. There's something throughout the day, AI is in place in some way, shape, or form.
Wow, you better. I didn't even, and mind you, because I think I had asked on the 3 hour one because I saw the glasses and I saw the pendant, and I thought it was great because I can't tell you how many times we're at events, we have conversations. That's like, I'm flight attendant, so I'm about to hug you, talk to you, be in your personal space. I love meeting the people, and then you walk away like, dang, they just shared an awesome testimony, and it'd be great, or awesome. There was an awesome exchange. I'd like to be able to share that, and you're so in the moment that you just don't even
Oh
like.
yeah,
Let me pull out my
yeah, those
yeah.
glasses. I got a dope testimonial from that when I was at one of my speaking gigs, and I just hit it real quick while she was talking, and then I stopped it when she was done. We were good, and I have it on my phone.
I'm about everybody at Wealth on Water. I don't care if it's 200 degrees or what. I'm about to have Christina. Thank you for helping my makeup. I'm about to have these glasses in my. I don't care. I'm about to have my glasses on. Oh, I love it. No, thank you so, Nikki. Like, I didn't even. I could talk to you all night. There's so many nuggets that you dropped. One of the biggest takeaways I hope people get is that you don't have to be an expert at everything. And if you really identify where the obstacles, where the gaps are in your business, focus on trying to get something in that area, a tool or resource to help you in that area. Is there anything, and especially like we started with talking about people having anxiety and just being overwhelmed. Some people on here even talked about just being, overwhelmed with AI. So any kind of last comment or take me, then I want to make sure we share how people can stay in. Well, I talk about you all the time, but how people can stay connected, subscribe to your YouTube. Nikki went to like, next time we talk to her, she's going to be at like 50,000 like overnight. But just any last final takeaways you want content creators, entrepreneurs to take away about AI and where you see it going in the future.
Yes, so I'm big on burnout, right? I had a huge
Yeah.
burnout last year that was wild, right? So I'm looking at AI in a different way than probably most, where I'm doing things in order to make sure that I have time for myself,
Come on.
right? Or time for the things to think, right?
That's
The
good.
the reason why we're not to the next levels because we don't necessarily have time to think about the ideas and execute on it, right? We're so busy doing the things we need to do right now.
Right.
So when we're looking at all these different AI tools, one, I don't want you to use all of them because that's a lot of money. They all have a subscription.
Right.
Okay. $20 here, $20 there, $50 here adds up.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm not saying use all of it, but what is going to buy your time back? That is the biggest thing. Like, which one is going to buy your time back? Which one is going to allow you to show up in your most authentic self? Which
Yeah.
one is going to allow you to be as consistent as you need and give you the strategy in order to scale, in
Yep.
order to build the community that you want, in order to make the money that you want, right? You're looking at all these different tools
Yeah.
that is like, this is my media team. This is my brand team, right? These are the things that I may need. There are a lot of businesses right now that are going AI focused. We just saw it with Duolingo.
Yep.
They're going straight up AI, right? There's a few others that
Yep.
are going like super AI. Like there's people that are making millions of dollars with 4 people on their team and the rest is AI,
Come
right?
on.
So it's it's not that it's not possible. It's not that our ideas can't happen.
Right.
It's just a matter of will we do it? Because the tools are there.
Tools
So
are there.
will we do it? Like, okay, I have this idea for a graphic. Okay, will you do it? Because all you need to know is how to describe it and
That's
then put it
good.
into AI. Same thing with video. Same thing with prototypes. Same, like there's a lot of things that wasn't possible before that is very
Mm.
possible now. And it's just a matter of are you open minded? Because if you're open minded, you're good.
I know that's right. Drop the wherever the bullhorns. That's my thing.
Man, man.
No, just a wealth of knowledge, Nikki. Just thank you so much for just being so giving with your not. Yeah, I could. Everybody at Wealth on Water, you can be in for a treat. And just thank you so much for also taking the time. How can people stay connected to you, and how can they be part of your content corner? And when do you go live? For anybody who don't know who Nikki is, look now. If you don't know, now you know. Look, I'm a '70s baby, right?
Yeah,
But how
yeah.
can people stay in contact with you?
So, Nicky Saunders on YouTube. Hello.
Hello.
Okay. So I have this show, Content Corner Live, right? Every Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's pretty dope. Go chill.
Very.
We've been going live for like 3 hours. So you don't have to stay for the whole 3, but come through. You feel
Stay
me?
for the whole 3.
Yeah, hey, listen, you gonna get some value. I'm gonna try something new where I'm able to get like live calls and like live questions onto my phone. We're gonna try this. It's gonna be fire. I'm trying something new every single week. It's gonna be fire. So that's one way to get inside of the like deeper than the brand community, deeperthanthebrand.com, right? New content's coming out for there too. But I go live every Friday night answering anybody's questions. If you say, yo, I need a workshop on this, I'm doing it. It's right then and there on every Friday. So that's fire. And then Instagram, this is Nikki's Nicky with an S, please. Thank you.
That's right. Come on, somebody.
And if you're in Atlanta, June 6th, I'm speaking at Next Level Speakers Conference. You go there, right? July, we in the water. You feel me? We in this cruise.
We on a
cruise. So make it to both.
Make it to both.
Go to Atlanta and then go to the cruise because we're going to the Bahamas. You
We
feel me?
going
Yeah, we chilling.
We're going to the Bahamas.
It's a vibe, and it's a write-off. Hello, so like,
Nikki, that language. She talking that.
That's the only language I know. That's the only language. If you're a business owner, the only thing you know is a write-off.
It's a write-off.
It's a write-off. So like, I know you're like Trump, tariffs, all of this stuff. Hey, it's a write-off. Come on.
It's a write-off. It's a write-off. Come on, somebody. It's a write-off. And more importantly, look, the ROI, the information you get from being in those rooms, priceless. Thank you so much. And I'll make sure that I'll share all of your contact information when you post it. Just thank you so much.
When you see me, don't judge me off of this mic, for one. And then 2, I like hugs. Okay, so don't be like, oh, that's Nikki. Don't do that. I'm like 5'2" Black Puerto Rican chick that likes hugs. Okay,
You
so like,
go ahead.
Like, no, because this is starting to get weird. Like, people see me and then like DM me and be like, yo, I saw you.
Cause
like,
Nikki,
why didn't you say hi?
Nikki, do you not know you like a celebrity now? Did you? Y'all, I just gotta say one last thing. And I was Nikki, your name is so good in these streets. Let me just say something. Your name every single time. So me and Reggie were talking about. He's gonna be the videographer for Wealth on Water, and he was just talking about how. Reggie, yes, he is going to be there. We got some of the best of the best of the best. And every single time your name comes, I gotta give you your flowers. Your name comes up. People are always like, she's so real. She's the same exact way. The same way she is on social media, she is in person, because I ain't going to say it, but I'm going to say it because Nikki would never say it. But sometimes people are not the same. They're not the same when you meet them in person.
I'll be real with that. They play characters. And that's a lot of people actually in the circle that I know. And it's weird because they're like really cool in real life, and then they're like different online, and it's weird. It's super weird. I don't know, but no, if you meet me, I'm like, the only thing is I'm super introverted, so I'll like be really here with you, and then I'll be like really out. Like, you may not see me. Okay, that's the only thing. So it's not you, it's me.
It's not you, it's me. You have to You have a relationship talk with us.
Like I have hugs. That's why I said I'm hugged. I'm very like I'll talk to you. I love you. But like if you can't find me, it's because I'm an introvert.
I'm gonna hug you and go in my room.
Like I probably will show up when I need to speak, and like a few more. Like I'm the mole. Like I'll like come through up, and then I'll like leave again. Like
I already know.
Hi when you see me. But say hi when you see me. That's what I said. Like catch me. Like don't. And I'm from New Yorker, so I may have a certain kind of face, right? I walk with confidence, right? I know that. So, but stop me. Be like Nikki. I'd be like, oh, it goes down. Wall goes down. I promise you.
Amen. Look.
No, I don't know. I don't know how big. I don't know how big I am.
No, you're tiny.
No, I mean,
oh, you mean how big you are? That's the flight attendant.
No, you're tiny. She's putting me out too. No, you're tiny, dog. You're tiny. All right.
You're big. You're like, big. I think that people are. That's why I'm gonna let you go. But let me just say, Nikki was one of the people that when we've been to hundreds of events and spoke on hundreds of stages, big and small. Nikki way more than me. And one thing that I can really just say, and I have to give you your flowers, is that when I did reach out, the very first thing she said is, "For you, I'm gonna make it happen."
Yeah.
I said, "Come on, somebody! Come on, somebody!" Y'all know I'm like, I was just so. You're just so.
I don't do that for many. I've said no for a lot of people. I say no for a lot. I say more no than yes.
That's a success principle. We're gonna talk about it, saying no, but when you just have truly just been a blessing, and that's also just staying plugged in and supporting. Support is an action. Support is an action. Support is an action. You never know where 3, 4, 5, 10 years down the line where you both will be. And when you are truly authentic during that time, you can call on some people and they got your back. And so I just appreciate you so much. So yeah. And I will see you soon. I'm 90% sure I'll be in Atlanta too. So you already know I'm gonna come hug on you. So if I'm gonna be in Atlanta, I'll come find you too.
Be there the first day. Don't be late. Be there the first day because that's when I speak.
Oh.
And the next day you may not catch me. I'm just not gonna lie. I got a big opportunity. So yeah.
Say less. I got it. So thank you so much, guys. So thank you for everybody who tuned in. For everybody watching the replay. Well, a couple of y'all gonna watch the replay anyway, because Nikki done dropped some nuggets, and so we just appreciate you. I don't know what happened with your mic, but the devil is a lie, and Notion got all the notes, so we good.
We good.
Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. Bye, Nikki. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.